My son, if you're hearing this, it's not by accident. I didn't call you just to survive your days. I called you to live with purpose. But I know what's been happening. You've been feeling tired, not just in your body, but in your soul. Like you're always running, always trying, always carrying something, but without really knowing where you're going. You try to be strong all the time. You try to keep everything under control. You try not to show weakness, but deep down, you know. There's a constant battle inside you, and I see that battle. I see when you push yourself harder than anyone else does, when you compare yourself, when you feel like you should be better, more disciplined, more solid, more of a man. I see when you start something and don't finish it, when you promise you'll change but fall back into the same habits, when you're disappointed in yourself, in silence. But listen carefully. I did not create you to live trapped in cycles. I created you to grow. I created you to lead, not with arrogance, but with character, not with empty strength, but with purpose. Look at the men who trusted me before you. Abraham left everything behind without knowing where he was going, and still he walked forward. He didn't have guarantees, he had faith. Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a place he didn't deserve, forgotten when he did the right thing, but he didn't let that break who he was. He remained, and in the right time, I lifted him up. David faced giants, but the greatest one wasn't outside, it was within him. Even so, he didn't run from responsibility. Even when he failed, he came back, and that made all the difference. Joshua was afraid, but he didn't stop. He moved forward with a heavy heart and saw walls fall before him. Do you see? None of these men were perfect, but they all made one decision: to keep going. And that's what's missing in you. Not ability, decision. The decision to stop living on autopilot. The decision to stop settling for less than you know you can be. The decision to take your position, because deep down, you know. You know what needs to change. You know what you need to let go of. You know what's holding you back. And still, you delay. But how long? How long will you keep negotiating with what weakens you? How long will you trade your potential for temporary comfort? Hear this. The discipline you avoid is the path to the freedom you want. The pain you run from is what will transform you. The effort you delay is what will build the man you're meant to become. You don't need more motivation. You need commitment. Commitment to what is right. Commitment to what builds you. Commitment to me. Because when you walk with me, you don't walk without direction. I show you the way. When you lean on me, you don't break so easily. I sustain you. When you decide to put me first, everything else begins to align. But this requires something from you. It requires you to stop running. It requires you to take control of your life. It requires you to arise, even when you don't feel like it. Being a man is not about never falling. It's about not staying down. It's about looking at yourself, recognizing where you failed, and still choosing to arise. Again, and again, and again. That is strength. And I see it starting in you. Even if it's small, even if it's inconsistent, it's there. And I can work with that. But you need to take a step. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's not coming. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Get your mind in order. Control your impulses. Be intentional with your time. Weak men live by impulse. Strong men live by decision. And you were called to be strong, not by your own strength, but by mine. I am not far from you. I am present in every decision you make, in every thought you entertain, in every choice you make when no one is watching. And that's where the man you're becoming is being formed. In the secret, in the unseen, in the moments when no one is applauding you. So don't despise those moments. That's where everything begins. You want to change your life? Then change what you do when no one sees you. You want to be respected? Then be disciplined in silence. You want to be strong? Then stop running from what requires effort. My son, there is a man inside you that has not fully come out yet. A man who is steady, a man who is disciplined, a man who doesn't live by emotions, but by purpose. And I want to bring that man out. But that doesn't happen by accident. It happens by decision. So decide today. Arise, take a deep breath, and begin. One step at a time. I am with you, but the movement is yours. Now go and become who you were called to be. And when everything feels too heavy to carry, when you feel like you can't go on anymore, come to me. I never promised the path would be easy, but I promise I will be with you when it's hard. You are my creation. You are my son. I trust you. I love you.